So we are discussing about the inheritance of kappa particles are the killer strains and sensitives due to conjugation in paramecium. So what we discussed earlier was how during conjugation due to exchange of cytoplasm or non-exchange of cytoplasm, how this killer strains and sensitives are, that is how they are produced. So what we discussed in the earlier class, it confirms that the killer trait is determined cytoplasmically. So you can understand that it is the cytoplasm that determines whether the strain is a killer or a sensitive. Okay, dominant chromosomal genes, that is capital K are required to maintain the cytoplasmic kappa particles. So in order to be present, that is the kappa particles to be present in the cytoplasm of paramecium, these dominant genes, chromosomal genes capital K are required. Without a dominant gene, this particle would disappear from the cytoplasm of the host. Without a dominant gene, this particle would disappear from the cytoplasm of the host. So the kappa appears to be a bacterium. Already I said the kappa particles, they are considered a bacterium to be a bacterium, that is Pseudobacter teneospiralis, that has its own DNA and replicates autonomously. Okay, the kappa, it appears to be a bacterium, Pseudobacter teneospiralis. It has its own DNA and replicates autonomously. Kappa particle occurs in at least two forms, N and B forms. The N form is the infective form that passes from one paramecium to another and confers the killer specificity to the host cell. That is, there are two forms of kappa particle, N and B. N only is the infective form that passes from one paramecium to other paramecium. And it also confers, it also provides the killer specificity to the host cell. So the N form is attacked by a bacteriophage. Okay, when this N form is attacked by a bacteriophage, that induces the formation of inclusions called R bodies. Okay, so when the N form that is paramecium, when it is attacked by a bacteriophage, that induces the formation of inclusions called R bodies inside the kappa particles and convert it into B form. So N form is converted into B form, that is when the N form is attacked by bacteriophage, that induces the formation of inclusions called R bodies inside the kappa particles and convert it to the B form. These R bodies are visible under the light microscope as refractile bodies. So in the B form, kappa can no longer replicate. Somehow in the B form, kappa can no longer replicate. It is often lysed. It is often lysed means it often gets destroyed within the cell. However, it confers killer specificity on the host cell. Okay, in the B form, kappa can no longer replicate. It's often lysed or that is destroyed within the cell. However, it confers killer specificity on the host cell. Whether viral DNA or kappa DNA codes the toxin paramecium is not known at present. Okay, as of now, it is not known that whether viral DNA or kappa DNA codes for the toxin, okay, paramecium is not known at present. Okay, so this is about how this kappa particles, that is inheritance of, and this kappa particles are inheritance of killer strain or the sensitive that occurs during the conjugation in paramecium. Okay, so this is all about this. So we shall move on to the next one. So this is about a new topic, eugenics, euphenics and euthenics. Eugenics, it refers to application of the laws of genetics for the improvement of human race. Okay. And the term eugenics means well-born and was coined by Francis Galton in 1885. For the betterment of future generation, it is necessary to increase the population of outstanding people and to decrease the population of people with abnormalities and defects by applying the principles of eugenics. There are two methods followed in eugenics. One is constructive method or positive eugenics. The other one is restrictive method or negative eugenics. So in positive eugenics, attempts to increase consistently better or desirable germ plasm and to preserve the best germ plasm of the society. The desirable traits can be increased by adopting the following measures. Early marriage of those having desirable traits, subsiding the fit, that is giving some amount, okay, giving them kind of some money, okay, so to the fit individuals, and establishing sperm and egg banks of precious germ plasm. Educating the basic principles of genetics and eugenics, improvement of environmental conditions, and promotion of genetic research. So negative eugenics, what is done is, that is attempts to eliminate the defective germplasm of the society by adopting the following measures: sexual separation of the defectives, sterilization of the defectives, control of immigration, and regulation of marriages. Okay, so with that we have completed this chapter. So in the next class we shall discuss about the new chapter. Okay, thank you.